So here's a couple of plays where we have these guys are trying to really scheme each other. First of all, here's a little quick tight end screen. Again, all with tempo. Just like really, you see this a lot, but just the play calling and the timing of the plays, Stein does a great job with as well. But anyway, so from that, we have tempo again. Ohio State's trying to hurry up and get set. And I thought this was maybe a cover 7. Zach thought it was supposed to be Tampa, which it's true. Well, Knowles does both. He does cover 7. He does 2 match. He does Tampa. He does a lot. He does it all, So, but he does do a lot of Tampa. So he thought, in a cover 7, it morphs to the pattern distribution. So in 7, the inside guy here, which is Downs, would follow this guy deep, and in Tampa he'd go deep too. So you could say it either way. Here's what I see. Look, we had 3-man rush. Simon's got the running back. The running back stays in the block, so Simon comes on the blitz, or the delayed blitz. Now, this guy's racing back, okay, into some kind of zone. That's a safety. And so is this safety going back into a zone. Now, when you first see this play out, you've got a 4-by-3, which is the classic 7. But we don't have trips to one side because the running back stays in, so it's 2 and 2. It looks like almost West Coast offense style, but it really is just verts. It's really like the air raid, 4 verticals, where these guys are just looking for the space. They're trying to go to the space. He's staying out here and he looks open. He's covered. They're both heading to the same space. That's why the announcers on TV say this a lot. Oh my God, they must have screwed it up. They went to the same space. But an air raid, that can happen, because the guys are looking for space and boom, they end up in the same spot. But basically, I'm looking at 4-by-3 thinking cover 7. Zach's looking at 2 safeties going racing back deep. And this guy should be back here, and he doesn't. Downs does not follow this guy. See? He settles down right here. And so Zach said he screwed up, and he doesn't know why. Well, I don't think it was Tampa. I think that's why. And I also think I wasn't wrong. I wasn't right either. It wasn't 7. Because when you look at it, it doesn't play out that way. Watch. Look at the way Ransom is just racing back to the middle. And, yeah, you might say, well, he's following this guy, but not really. He's way off of him. Watch. See? He's racing back to the middle. You know what this was? And this, to me, is kind of crazy again by Knowles. Again, it's a little too much. If anything, while everybody's thinking, Knowles blitzes a lot now, and I will see a lot of blitzing, I think more than anything, he's going to simplify his game plan. He's going to have this a little more simple like he did against Tennessee. Because this is crazy, man. I know they've got their 2-by-2 that they like to do. They did it in the earlier thing I was showing you, and they did an RPO out of it. This one's like guys are busting into a 4 vert across the thing. So just, again, a huge variation in scheme off the same exact look. This is Will Stein and other guys, but Stein's one of those guys doing this. So anyway, so as we see this play out, look how look at him, Iggy. He's racing back in the deep 3rd. You can see it. This guy's going back in his 3rd, and actually it's not a safety. That's a cornerback as well. It must be Burke, and he's racing from a very bad position. This is an awkward space to race back to the deep middle. And it was a perfect route design. Verts against this, you got problems. And, whatever they're doing, they're cutting the vertical off here. It doesn't matter. He's so busy racing back here. I think Downs is sitting down like he's supposed to. No pun intended. These guys are all across here. Sawyer came off on the zone blitz. And he's just late to his deep middle. If he was already in the middle, he would have already been coming up on this. So it's just, again, overthink, in my opinion, too much by Knowles. Not too less, not too little, too much. And while you might say, but he only rushed 3 people and he dropped off a defensive end, Sawyer. I know, well, he's mixing it up. Sawyer doesn't drop that much. He just mixed it up on this one. I like the mix-up. I just don't like this safety. Again, it's not about the blitzing. It's about this kind of crazy coverage. This guy's got a race here. And again, it's hindsight, 2020. If this wasn't the right route design, had this been another RPO type of thing, and these guys are just sitting out here for screen passes or quick passes, this would have been great, actually. Well, he would have been starting to race back, but came up. But it's still, no matter what, I just think this is a little crazy to have to race Ransom to the deep middle from here. And I'm almost positive this is a cover 3. Look, or a 3 match. It's really a 3 match. So maybe he needed to break this off and race to this guy hitting to the middle. because this guy's doing a dig, and these guys should have that. Downs should be deep enough for that dig. See? And again, Gabriel fooled him with his eyes a bit. So Downs might have not even had that dig right. And that's not even a dig. A guy's doing a vert. I think he's looking for space. You saw him sitting down right there. So it's just hard. This is not, it's hard. And I think, maybe, that's a win for Stein. It's a win for Stein. And Downs didn't really screw that one up. We saw some stuff where I've shown you previous stuff where the players did screw it up. And some of that's because it's a little too complicated too, see? And I remember in an interview Knowles did right after this game, he said, we didn't coach well. We have to do a better job. And I think it's all part of it. The technique, the scheme, keep it simple, stuff like that. So again, by the way, really good quarterback, really good skill positions, really good offensive coordinator to come up with this stuff. The type of stuff to burn Ohio State. I'm not saying he's doing anything that we've never seen, but just, yeah, okay. Good catch, by the way. Let's just ignore that. Number 7, is that Stewart? I don't know. But, he gets walloped and he held on to the ball, okay? Then here's a place where I think Stein overthought it, and I'll tell you why, and it's a trick play. It's called the old Emory&Henry, E&H. Spurrier was doing that. He saw it with Emory, this college Emory&Henry, and he started doing this crazy crap back in the 90s. You have the lineman over here. You can do a little screen pass here. You only have 3 guys in here. I don't want to get into the details of this. It doesn't really matter. It's a cool play. It's not like the first time this has ever happened. It's happened many times. Cool little trick. I like the timing of it, believe it or not. It was 3rd down. I know Zach didn't like this trickery. I don't. Trickery is all about the timing and of the call. And sometimes many people use it out of desperation. This wasn't desperate. This was actually a good idea. I don't like this. Look what I'm circling. That's Whittington, the running back, number 6. Why in God's name is he up on the line here? And that's the thing I had over here. They had a 2-point conversion, the swinging gate, they call it. Again, people do it. I like that they brought it out. Lanning really brought out all the stops here. And I think we're going to see this again. We're going to see Ohio State and Oregon do all the stops. I wonder if Ohio State wants to keep it more simple, which could win the day, could win the battle. Sometimes you just overcomplicate it. But the swinging gate would have worked. They whipped the ball over to here for a little screen, and the running back to run the ball. Or actually, they had a center over here, and he snapped it to him. I forget now. But the running back had the ability to get the 2-pointer. But the guy blocking was a running back, a backup tight end, and a backup center who was really small, didn't have much weight, didn't have much in the pants. And I'm just like, why that personnel decision? Same with this. Why a running back right here? Watch what happens. I think this is JTT. Tuamula, our defensive end. He just look. There's no hope, and he screwed up the pass. And then so I understand anybody being upset about this little trickery, but actually in the timing of this, it's not a bad idea. And look at us again, tempo. I think these guys are confused. One guy's playing man, one guy's playing zone. Actually, he's playing zone. He's playing man. Watch. He lets his guy go. He follows his guy. Whoops. Guess what happens when that happens? You have 2-on-1 and another guy wide open. Boop. And yeah, Tony Romo, this isn't double coverage. You're nonsense. Okay? So you had 2-on-1 and you have the guy wide open. So if we had someone else blocking here to hold JTT for a split second, that's a touchdown. Look. He doesn't make a good. He doesn't even have time to really read it. He throws it up in the air. He's thinking this guy, and this guy again is looking for grass. It's more air raid style. He's kind of looking for the opening, the grass, the open space, and he didn't really do the corner route right here. Because he sees the space. Just get rid of it. But he didn't have enough time. Gabriel didn't have enough time, so he goes right to the corner. This guy doesn't run the corner, and the ball lands on the grass in the corner. But it was wide open down here. Give him a split second. Gabriel would have saw that, and boom, that's a touchdown, in my opinion. We don't know. We'll never know. But look, this guy's wide open. He does not have time. Because you have number 6. You can see it here. Look at this little guy trying to block. Oh, blocking Simon. I'm sorry. But even that, I guess you could say a running back should be able to block. A running back on a line, like trying to block an edge rusher, I don't understand it. because that little bit of a block there, that's a touchdown. And all of a sudden, that trick play is a good idea, and that's a cool thing. So again, the overthinking here isn't the calling of this. It's more, to me, it's like, why? What are you trying to fake them out having a running back up there? I don't know. Just get someone up there who can block.